if I was going to come back and ride.
Well, I'll tell you what. Emmett was telling us he's been waking up at 3 in the morning with nerves all week, so you avoided that.
Yeah, well, I've been following all these guys and seeing what.
We got a
big pile
huge pile up here. Yeah, good call, Jeremy.
Been following all those guys, and it looks like they've been putting a lot of work in. And I've had a busy summer, but it really hasn't been a lot of work, so that's good.
Yeah, that's good. It's good to be busy, having fun. That was a pileup. Claimed about 8 riders. Did everyone are still picking up motorcycles, but I think all the riders are up.
Thomas Wood grabs the whole shot, and guess what? He's got Landon Gordon, who he is tied with in points, right behind him. So it's a two-way tie, winner-take-all affair here. No pressure. It's the 3rd straight moto where the leaders have been tied. They've come off the gate clean. That's kind of fun.
It's exciting when it winds down to the 3rd motos, huh? I remember just being so nervous back in the day when it get down to the 3rd motos, although my first couple motos usually weren't that great, so I just had one more chance to pull the trigger. But Loretta's has always been fun. It's nice to be back here, obviously, for Kawasaki and of course, Arma. We have a big setup over there, our supplement brand, and we're going to be doing some autographs about noon, you guys, so anyone who wants to come over and get a poster or something, come on by. Be over there for a while. Try to get Kevin Windham to stop by a little bit, too. But, yeah, just hanging out, checking some racing.
Dude, we talked about his helmet in the C-Class.
Yeah, I think we asked you about this last year or something like that.
That's still a great story.
Showtime on the helmet, bro.
You knew it.
In the C-Class.
Yeah, it was on my pants.
Oh, come on, Jeremy.
Does that?
Helmet's even more permanent, I think. But remember, on my helmet, I had Bad Boy on the top.
Jeez, oh, man.
I had Showtime. So if you see that gear over there, I was wearing that old red RJ Fox gear at that time. And so, I mean, he's the only guy I knew in motocross. So I had to try and dress up like that guy. So, yeah, he was a good guy to look after.
What you probably didn't hear back then is it looks like Wood's going to lead this first lap doing what he needs to do. I cannot imagine how much snickering was going on behind your back. They're like, do you see this C-Class guy with the Showtime butt patch and the Bad Boy helmet?
Come on.
Like he's going to turn out to be anything.
Yeah, like what does he know?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't even think that many people noticed.
Okay.
It just now everyone notices, right? Because it turned into something.
Yes, exactly.
But back then it was like, oh man, this kid, he doesn't know what he's doing.
Bro, we probably only have like 2 photos of the entire week.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So here it is.
I have one over the table.
Okay.
Doing a one-hander, I think.
Of course.
Yeah, one-hander.
In a race.
I had an interview shot over there. That's it.
So Wood leads the way. Jeremy Fapani is second. Landon Gordon has to do work here in the 18. That's the title fight right there.
Yeah, so again, Wood getting off clean, and as we've seen in the last 2 motos, the guy that gets out front has stayed out front, and it got kind of crazy back there for second, third. So Gordon's got to gather it all back together.
Oh, and that was a rough go in that right-hander through those ruts. Gordon popped out, was able to hit another one, loses a little bit of time there. There is plenty of time. I mean, these are really long races for mini cycles with a 20-minute moto, but I'm sure, Jeremy, when you make one mistake early in the race with a title on the line, it's hard to just block that out, pretend it didn't happen, and move forward.
Yeah, you know what? You've heard Ricky Carmichael say it a bunch of times throughout his career. You know, when you can make something out of your worst mistakes or your worst days, that's when it really counts. And you know, sitting in the 3rd moto, he's sitting in 3rd. He made a mistake. He's losing a little time. He's got to kind of regroup, take some breaths, and kind of talk himself back up to the front there. But you know, right now's the time. He's got to do it.
Yep. Got to have the short memory. Block that out. Keep going. Shout out to this 75. Fapani keeping your leader, Wood, honest. Keep a little pressure on him. So Wood's trying to run his own race out here. Thomas Tiger Wood on the 43.
He's not that far out front. There's your leader. Gibson's got plenty of time to kind of figure it out. In fact, Fapani seems to be reeling him in. That could be good news for your 3rd place rider, Landon Gordon.
Yeah, Gordon would love to be the one challenging him, but at least have someone in there putting pressure on the leader as Thomas Wood trying to get away. If he wins the moto, he wins the title on the 43.
Here's the thing. These guys are also, this is their last shot riding mini bikes, right? I mean, it's
probably.
This is wrapping it up pretty much. They're going to big bikes after this, so got to put a stamp on it.
Hey, did you even race 85s at all, or just a little bit?
I started as a 80 novice, kind of 80C rider, and I was 14 already. So by the time I went to 80 intermediate, I went to 125.
So you started dirt biking when you were 14, like seriously?
Did you have like a XR50 or anything as a kid or anything?
You know, so I had a mini bike, Briggs & Stratton, when I was a kid. Okay. Then after that, I had some old Yamaha trail bike thing, and then I had an RM80. But about 10, I parked that in the garage, and then started racing BMX all the way till I got a new bike in '86. So from about 81 to 86 or so, I didn't even ride dirt bikes.
That doesn't even make any sense to me. I can't gather. Like,
any parent listening to this, their mind is blown right now.
I got my kid at MTF at 3 years old. Man.
Exactly. Blowing their mind right now.
Yeah, well, it's a different day, obviously. And I think it happens. Look, we're seeing it. I have 2 daughters. We're in sports at home, lacrosse and different things. And look, if you're not in there early, you're really missing a lot, right?
It's true.
Back then, I don't think it mattered for us. Like, we could just cruise summer, race some races, show up here, and see how it went. Everything developed a little bit later. Now you have a lot more of this emphasis on the camps and the kids, factory mini riders, and all this stuff. These guys, when they're 5, 6, 7 years old, they already know they're trying to be Supercross champion. Back then, I was trying to race, didn't know what the heck I was doing, and I figured I was going to be going to work or go to college.
Right, and they didn't hand out rides like they do now at age 10, 11, 12, so there wasn't something you were shooting for. You didn't get that ride till you're 18, 17.
Hey, real quick, Chalice Steers coming up to our announcer's tower on the deck. They're looking for you. Chalice Steers coming up from 125C. Chalice Steers, come on up to our deck here on the front of the announcer's tower by the finish line.
So we're still watching Thomas Wood. He's only got 1 and some change, just under 2 seconds. In fact, it's starting to really close down. Wood on the 43 KTM, Papani on the 75. There is the 43 there.
You know what I like is I'm loving the track, because this year at the Nationals, how they didn't rip it so deep.
Yeah.
This track today reminds me of when I was here, because the last few years that I've been here, it's been really, really deep. And man, I really like the prep. Looks really good. Lots of lines, lots of passing, I think.
Yeah, there has been a conscious move there. They got kind of lucky. A couple of the Nationals have worked out that way on accident. They're like, hey, this could work. Also, I'm going to call it. It's Friday afternoon. We just haven't had the heat and humidity. Again, it's going 3 years in a row. If it gets super hot tomorrow, don't blame me. You got to race Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday without the heat.
You knew it was coming at some point, so don't come yelling at us.
Yeah, so it's actually... It's like just a straight up nice day out. It's like a nice
Very
day
pleasant.
to hang out outside.
Yeah, absolutely. Normally you just see a lot more heat, a lot more humidity, and then you sometimes get those wet days. But it looks really, really good. And be a good year to be racing, that's for sure.
Hey, what did you hear about this race back in the day when it was just this mythical thing that happened every summer? There was no internet, no TV coverage of it. What were some of the things that you had heard going into it?
Look, I raced here in 80.
That's 40 years ago, I know.
Yeah, I know, but I raced here in 87. Like, I started in 86. I had hardly heard of this race. I heard about it through Derek Natvig.
Well, hey, man, there's a big thing. You should go check it out.
Because me and Natvig were buddies. We were racing 80C class together, and then he's like, yeah, we're going to Loretta's, and my dad's like, we're going to Loretta's. I was like,
all right.
Okay. All right, let's go. What's Loretta's? So
you knew
then
nothing
we had a
about
qualifier and all this stuff, and that was just another big race for us. So our trips back here were funny. They were like the movie Vacation. We had a really old motorhome, and it felt like it took a year to get here.
You had your smartphone to play with, right, the whole way here, right?
Yeah, no.
You had to stare out the window.
No. Yeah,
talk to your dad.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Yeah, a lot of that.
Same state, dummy.
Now the kids don't even talk to us.
At all. My kids don't. I just see the top of their head when we're in the car, looking at their phone. I'm like, our trip out to Vegas, there were mountains for 3 hours. And they look over, they see these Sierras. They're like, whoa, look at that. I say, yeah, dummy. They've been there for 2 hours.
They didn't know.
Lift your head up.
Lift your head up.
No changes in the order. Fapani was giving Wood a run, not able to close that gap down. It's 2.7 seconds. Landon Gordon third. Abbott and Campbell rounding out the top 5. Luke Fowler waiting for him to make some noise. Here he is on the 46, battling out with Thor Powell. Good battle right now between these two.
Good names, too. Thor Powell. And Fowler has won titles here, so we've expected to see a little more out of Luke Fowler, having some rough luck this week. Thor Powell, a big kid on that Kawasaki, huh?
Well, it's the name.
Thor.
Yeah, he looks gigantic on that bike. It is, as Jeremy McGrath said, probably the last mini-cycle run for a lot of these riders. Some of them could race Super Mini next year, but if you're Thor Powell, I have a feeling that number 50 machine is going to be much bigger next year, because he looks gigantic on this 85.
He'll borrow your KX500, take that thing for a spin.
Yeah, he'd fit right on it, I'm sure.
Thomas Wood halfway through this moto. It is unbelievable how long these races are when you're watching mini-cycle racing to go 20 minutes deep. I feel like it's already been a 30+2. We're halfway.
10-minute races, typically about your local stuff, 10, 12 minutes?
Probably 4 laps or so.
I think when I was here, it was still short motos back then. It was 5 laps. It's nice to see everyone getting 20 minutes. It's good.
Yeah, it's a real test. Thor Powell trying to close back up on Fowler. That is the 7th place rider that you're watching right here, the number 50. Thomas Wood, 2:08.0. He's 2/10 quicker in 2nd place Fapani. Whoa, Powell, what happened to the bike? Came up short on that jump. You heard him revving it, and he has not popped back onto the racetrack. There he is. He's coasting on the side of the track. Powell.
Oh, he's kicking the bike. He's trying to kick start it. He's not kicking it. That would be mean. Oh, the bike has let go. He's trying to figure it out. It was rolling freely, so it wasn't the bottom end. The number 50, where was he at? Yeah.
Wow, tough break for Thor Powell. Bike broke in the battle right there with Fowler.
Well, unfortunately, that's what happens when you get big for the bikes.
Yeah.
They start crying a lot when you ride them hard.
You're putting a big load on that engine, and it's over for
A
Thor.
little bigger jet, maybe.
Looking at the number 23s who are following along on the screen here. Trying to find him up here. Oh, that'd be Nathan Abbott and Will Campbell right behind him on the 82 machine. So Jeremy McGrath, you're going to be signing some autographs coming up here at noon, you said?
Yeah, we'll be signing at the ARMA booth over here at noon. So anyone who wants a little card, poster, come by and check us out.
Very cool.
Good time. Looks like the lake's a little smaller in the middle.
I believe so. Haven't had quite as much rain here. Can't bring the Aeronautiques boat out there. So Jeremy McGrath will be signing some autographs over at the ARMA booth at noon. We've got 7 minutes to go here, so still plenty of time. Only 3 seconds back is Jeremy Fapani and Landon Gordon.
Thor Powell pushing his bike back. Got to give that kid credit for that. He's actually pushing his bike along the finish line off to the side of the track. That's what you like to see.
So there is Luke Fowler. We're following along with him on the KTM. Fowler just in front of Kay Johnson. And there is the 23 just directly in front of him. That's Nathan Abbott. So Fowler out of Pennsylvania. He's got Abbott right in front of him. So no real change here. It's still Wood. All the drama seems to be coming. The pressure comes from the guy in second or third who has to make that pass.
Abbott, you're watching on the 23, going over that anthill jump right there. He's been a man on the move, trying to make a last-ditch effort for the podium here, but he's going to need a mistake. There's a pretty big gap between first, second, third. and then Abbott on the 23 in fourth, and then this is a pack right behind him. Campbell, Fowler. You might get a glimpse of the Yamaha of Cade Johnson at one point. He is in seventh. There he is, down to the inside.
And that's a freight train. The kids are all in the same turn, basically.
That's crazy.
Campbell, Abbott, Fowler, that's 5 kids from 4th to 7th.
That's one of the other things you hear about this race. We're always, of course, focusing on the battles up front and the battles for the title. But people that qualify for this will be like, man, I was in a battle for 30th. It was the gnarliest battle. It was like 12 guys. Your local track, maybe there's 2 guys that are your speed, whatever that speed is. There's a battle all over the track at this event.
Well, that's the unique part about this event, right? When you come here, it's not like just the front kids are fast. Everybody's fast.
Yep.
So you have those battles, like you said, all over the track because, this is the match for all the fastest kids of all around the country and the world. So you would expect to see that, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's got to be a shock to the system in this gnarly battle and be like, that was your 31st place. Best you've ever ridden in your life.
Ever.
Gosh, I win all my local races. What the heck?
Yeah, the slowest guy here is so fast, though, in each class.
Yep. Battle right now. Watch the, is that Fowler on the 46?
Campbell. Nathan Abbott on the 23 machine. So Fowler on the inside there on the 46 gets around Abbott on the 23. That'll bump him up a spot. He's up to the number 4 spot. That would put Fowler there. And he's another kid that's grown in the last 6 months. Fowler looking big on that bike.
So Fowler taking that second place spot, maybe heading to the podium for a minute. One of the other things I think that's so cool about this event, Jeremy, I'm sure the amount of old friends, old racers you used to battle with, mechanics, people you met through the years. When we go to these pro races, we're down to a one-day format. It is all work all the time. You get in, you do your job, you got to head to the airport. One of the underrated things of this event is the industry. They get a lot of conversations that need to happen in because of the downtime we have. I'm sure you've run into 100 old buddies that you don't get that downtime with anymore, except for here.
Yeah, it's true. There's a lot of camaraderie here, and I think that's kind of what they promote. There's third place riders. You got a flat? 18.
We're trying to see someone's having a slow lap as we watch this battle.
So I think getting to see a bunch of old friends. I mean, first guy I saw here was Randy Lawrence.
Oh,
he's
your old mechanic. Yeah,
3-time Supercross champ mechanic.
Yeah,
so it was nice to see him.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that's kind of the part of. That's why all the mom and dads, love this event also because this is like a summer break for the kids, right? So. But yeah, getting to see a lot of old friends is neat. It's like you said, when the pro races is all work, you don't see anyone, rarely anyway, and then you just kind of take off and keep your head to the grindstone the whole time. But I think it's enjoyable when people get to come hang out because this is the last few years really of sort of life being easy for these kids, right? I mean, if they're going to actually make a job of this or a career of this, it gets a lot harder after this, and a lot more busy.
It's funny. They probably think this is the hardest thing ever, but it's actually not so bad right now.
Yeah, not bad at all. I think any of these guys they just need to soak it up, right? Because after this, it can be a real grind.
I think that's true for life in general. This is a sweet spot of being a kid, be a 13-year-old kid. Looking back, I wanted to be 16 so bad so I could drive, then 18 so I could move out, 21 so whatever. You wish that stuff away.
Well, back then, when you're young, you want to be older. When you get older, you want to be younger again because there's no responsibility, right?
None whatsoever. They don't know how good they have it.
Yeah.
Mom's going to wash your bike, cook you breakfast. Get out of here with that.
Do your laundry.
No.
Yeah.
What, your laundry?
Life itself becomes a lot more technical.
Well, this just got really depressing up here. The white flag is out. Thomas Wood, you're not going to get that guy depressed here. He's on his way to an AMA National Championship. Hey, guess what, Thomas? You got as many titles as Jeremy McGrath here to my left.
Yeah, he does.
Who knows what could come out of that?
One more lap. He's on it.
He's got it. One more lap. The white flag is out. Thomas Wood on his way to a championship. Jeremy McGrath on his way to sign some autographs here in a few minutes at the ARMA booth. Dude, we're stoked you come here. I'm pumped you still pop into the races. It's cool watching you ride Mammoth as well. It's Gibson. Yeah, Landon Gibson is still fighting.
The guy's coming. 46 is coming.
don't know if he's got enough time to hold him off with that flat tire. He's going to give it a shot, I guarantee you.
You better ride the berms.
Step in that soft stuff. You don't want to get in the hard pack with a flat tire, right?
Yeah, right. You just got to ride the outside lines and keep your speed up.
So we are looking in on the number 18 of Landon Gordon. It looks like he has a flat tire, and he's clinging to that third place position. He would.
A minute or two left.
Yeah, literally a minute. There's our leader on the 43 on our screen. Going with that Justin Barsha setup there, the bright yellow helmet, the bright yellow gloves. Jeremy's wheeling you around. Jeremy McGrath is your fan right now, Landon Gibson.
Looks like he's going to get past.
You know, a fun fact about Landon Gibson, his family at Mammoth Mountain, they won the all-time amount of bears. That was Gordon. Landon Gordon. Yeah, Gordon. So Gordon.
I'll put my bear list against anybody's.
I bet you would. I bet those are an extensive list. Do you have all your bears still?
I have all of them. Yeah, they're all on a shelf.
Well, you got to count them out one day on video and show it.
I'll send you a video when I get home.
I want to see that. So
you can compare me up.
I think you've got pretty much everybody covered. You've only been doing that race since the 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring it on.
A couple times.
All right, the number 43 has one more turn to go, and it's Thomas Wood who's going to knock down a 1-2-1 3-moto finish there, and that is fantastic. There he is. He is your national champion. Thomas Wood sees the checker flag first. Still waiting to see if Landon Gordon was able to limp that bike home. Yep, there he is. Yep, he got passed by 3 riders. Yep, Falzer got him. Abbott got him. Bummer. But hey, that just shows heart right there. He stayed in it, took it all the way down. Landon Gordon.
Like 4 laps in the flat.
Jeez.
Stayed in third.
Well, that's how they finish. It's Thomas Wood, Fapani, and Falzer 1, 2, 3. But the championship is going to be Wood, Gordon, perhaps. I believe it is. And Fapani will be third. Jeremy McGrath, thank you for stopping by. Pleasure chatting with you as always. And we'll get ready to, unfortunately, toss it down to Jason Wygant on the podium.
What are you talking about? It's a darn upgrade down here.
Unfortunately, I love that. Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate Jeremy McGrath stopping by. Get your autographs in a couple of minutes over at the ARMA display, which is right near the Fox Tower. We got a championship. By the way, congrats out to Luke Falzer, not giving up, digging out third place late in the race. So he'll get some Moto medals. But let's get the number 43, Tiger, on up to the podium. Oh, he's all team fried out right now. He's getting an interview with Tom Journet. Come on up, Thomas Wood. Tiger has got himself a championship here at Loretta's, and he does it the right way. Another showdown. Essentially, whoever won the Moto is going to win the title. He gets the whole shot. He wins the Moto, and he wins the title. Here he comes from Australia. The name is Thomas, but we call him Tiger Wood. Let's bring him on up. We got the gold and a pressure ride. And I know everybody at MTF very proud of that, performing when it mattered most. Let's hear it for Tiger Wood, your champion. Well, you knew what was on the line coming into that one. It was essentially a must-win Moto. Here, we'll move here to the center. How good does it feel to perform like that with intense pressure?
Oh yeah, no, it felt pretty gnarly. I had like a million butterflies in my stomach. It felt like I was gonna throw up, to be honest. And man, everybody's been working so hard for this. MTF, my mum and my 2 sisters are back home watching it in Australia. So this one's for you guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. Who else do you want to thank?
I'd like to thank MTF. They've been getting my starts dialed and getting my race pace up, and trolley designs, this new gear's coming out sick, and it's it's clean. Factory connection, my suspension's working great out there. Links, Dunlop, FMF. My motor's been working so good, and I'm just getting traction everywhere, and I'm 100% keeping my Our eyes all clear in the race, and everybody else, thank you so much.
Boom, a big one. Let's hear it for Tiger Wood. We're going to bring Richard White from the American Motorcyclist Association to the stage, and we'll celebrate with the #1 plate in Mini Senior. One more time for our new national champion. Jeremy Fapani took second in that one, and we'll bring the silver medalist on up. Taking a few more photos of the champ. He'll get some champagne in a bit. We need Fapani, our second place finisher. We need Jeremy Fapani. There he is. And we'll talk silver medal right here. Well, he even gave Wood a run here for a bit. He will end up second in the moto. Let's hear it for Jeremy Fapani. How was that one?
It was really good. Got off to a really good start. Top 3 in the first turn, and then Thomas got around me, or he just got the whole shot, and then he sort of just set sail. So I tried to study him, watch what he was doing, try to close the gap a little bit, but I just wasn't able to make it happen. But I was happy with that ride.
Who do you want to thank, Jeremy?
I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, my mechanic Trevor, KTM Orange Brigade, Mike Monster, 100% Bell Helmets, 7MX, Alpine Star, Cherubies, Nihilo, Dunlop Tires, Lynx Racing, AEO Suspension, and everyone that's gotten me here. Thank you.
There it is. Let's hear it for Jeremy Fapani with the silver, and Luke Fowser. I think it was down to the last lap to dig out that podium finish. So we'll bring him up. Hard-earned bronze medal for sure. Let's bring him on up and send a congratulations to Luke Fowser. Man, you salvaged something out of that one. You just kept digging.
Yeah, came out of the gate so bad. My practice start was bad, but I came out. I just got up there and then made 2 passes, and then last lap I came around and Lynn was there and I got him, and I just, salvage, I guess.
Who do you want to thank?
My mom, my dad, KTM Orange Brigade, Dave Kilgore, Cole Jones, PR2, Lynx, Cherubies, Pro Taper, FMF, Lynx, Dunlop, Cernix, Jimmy from Brap. That's about it.
Let's hear it for Luke Fowser taking the bronze.